This is Deborah Shepard. We're in Cleveland, Ohio, and we are videoing voter horror stories. It's sort of the Halloween version of Election Day. And we have, go ahead, give us your name and...
Matthew Clement.
And?
Other side of the door, but I got there and it was just wall-to-wall people, very narrow hallway, and it didn't seem very organized.
And this was a school built in like 1920 or something.
Yeah.
I mean, real narrow. When you say narrow hallways,
like
you
maybe
mean...
maybe 8 foot wide it seemed.
And it's low ceilings,
Yeah, low
underground,
ceilings.
and packed with people.
There was a lot of confusion because the way the precincts were being announced along with what line you should be in. So like there's a line where if you're in 13L, you should be in this line. So some people are heading towards that area. Meanwhile, you have people saying L through Z, meaning last names. So between precinct letters and last name letters, some people had to like go through the same line multiple times to be told you're in the wrong line. And the guy announcing the last name, like L through Z, he would say it like this. And here's like where the communication was just not, they weren't thinking in the mind of people who didn't know what they were doing. I didn't know what I was doing. They weren't conveying what to do. He said if your last name ends with an L through Z, something, well, I know what he means, but my last name is Clement. My last name ends with a T. So should I get in the T line? But
because you think you know what he means, but there's always a chance that you
Exactly.
really don't know what he means, and that there is some bizarre
There was a guy
lineup that they have.
There was a guy in line. Either he was right in front of me. His name was Kurt with a K, and he told me, he's like, they told me I was in the wrong line. His like last name started with a T or something, but they told him like he needed to be in the line for K. So I already knew that. I always thought like voting, should be like kind of private. It was always the booth or at least a little plastic stand that you stand at. And this was just like chaos. It was like when you finally get through the line and you get through the right line, they give you one of these the ballot paper, and I didn't get to vote at a stand or anything. They gave me a cardboard or like a wooden plywood rectangle and an ink pen, and I just sat there surrounded by people. Anybody could have looked at who I was voting for, and you're working with these ink pens, and you got to do it within the oval, and it's
No
easy enough.
X's,
But like
yeah.
once you really think about doing that, then you mess up, and I'm sure I like went over the edge. But it was just the whole thing was just like wall-to-wall people not knowing what they should be doing. So and at the end of it, when you feed in the ballot to the optical scanner, it just seemed like this was pointless. This vote doesn't matter. This does not get counted. I had no faith in the system, but hopefully, apparently, Ohio's been called, and I voted for the winner. So.
Conservation Party.
Oh my God!
Cheers.
Help us.